Allow us to reintroduce ourselves. We are the mob, right? Make sure my mics, because I'm always muted. All right, today's show, great show, great lineup, right? We're going to tell a lot of truths, lots of truths. That's all we do here, right? And the more truths you tell shall debunk the lies. And I'm saying this pertaining to Trump and the National Guard coming to Memphis. We're going to tell you what you need to know, what nobody else is talking about, and how it pertains to you and I and those like us. But first, I must power up. The power of the city is in the intro, right? Check it out. It's the mob. The nerve of you. Who do they think you is putting Paul Young on your intro? I still support Paul Young. We're going to get into that, what he's been saying, how it all pertains to him. Who the hell you think you are putting Yo Gotti and Flipper, may you rest in peace, the great young Dolph, on your intro? Who you think you is? What you trying to do? I'm going to show you. You know what I represent, right? Great lineup. We're going to talk about all of these things and how it pertains to everything that we've already been talking about for about a year now. Enough of the small talk. First, like I told you, tell a lot of truths, debunk some lies. That's what we do. That's how we box, right? Right? You see Iron Mike back there. First lie being told. This video trending online right now. Okay. Let me play the audio because y'all gotta hear this too. This is
stole these folks tank, boy. These men stole these folks tank.
Trending video online about Memphis and the National Guard already being here, and the tanks being
these men stole these folks tank.
Wow, like that, really?
Stole these folks tank, boy.
First of all, real video though, right? Of an actual rap video that wasn't even shot in Memphis. This ain't even Memphis. This is a video from Atlanta, right? So on a rap video in Atlanta, and hey, on top of telling the lie, putting the video, putting the audio with it, man, these folks crazy. Y'all gotta put an AI generated image with it of the National Guard armor on bricks. See, this is what I'm saying. It might be fun. I'm laughing at it because I know the big picture, right? That none of this happened. But see, images like these cause these type of events to go on. Where you got people just pumping fear into everybody. And you got this going along, pushing an algorithm, right? We talk about frequency, right? We talk about the vibration. And we talk about algorithm, rhythm, key word, right? Rhythm. So, what is the algorithm? This. Too much of this causes this, right? Peep this. So, I had to go ahead and debunk, like I said, debunk a few lies, a lot of lies, by telling the truth. So Trump gave his reason. We all know he made the big announcement of him coming to Memphis, right? And he gave his reason as from a conversation. They were headed to Chicago. They were headed to maybe LA. And then he had a casual conversation with one of his rich friends talking about who works for FedEx, right? Wasn't Fred Smith, but somebody rich. He said, man, the danger's in Memphis. And Trump said, you know what? I think we're going to go to Memphis next. Randomly off a conversation. This is what he said first. Check this out.
Well, maybe I'll be the first to say it right now again. We're going to Memphis. Memphis is
that's the next city.
Deeply troubled. And the mayor is happy. He's a Democrat mayor. The mayor is happy. And the governor, Tennessee, the governor is happy. Deeply troubled. We're going to fix that just like we did Washington. I would have preferred going to Chicago. I had a man in the head of a big railroad. They're doing a merger, and he wanted to come see me and all that stuff. And I asked him, because, you know, it's one of the largest train companies, maybe the largest, so you can figure out who it is. Okay, Union Pacific. And he was in my office, and he started off 45 years ago with the railroad. It's such a great story. Sir, I'm a railroader. That's the kind of guy that should ride it, you know, as opposed to a Wall Street guy that destroys the railroad, but he's good financially, right? And he was a very impressive guy. And I said, so what do you think? Where should we go next as a city? Because we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll do a few at a time. But we're going to straighten out the crime in these cities. He said, sir, Memphis would be good because he's on the board of FedEx. He said, when I walk 1 block to my hotel, they won't allow me to do it. They put me in an armored vehicle with bulletproof glass to take me 1 block. He said, it's so terrible. I said,
hold up. Now, to hear that, he didn't give the name of the man. Now, keep in mind, he's a huge liar, right? Not just him. All of these men in suits, no matter the color, right? They tell lies, no matter who, depending on who they're talking to. But who is this man that's saying that he works for FedEx on the board and they escort him from 1 block to another block, not a mile. A mile is 4 blocks, y'all, right? A quarter of a mile in an armored vehicle or a bulletproof vehicle because it's just that bad downtown. So Trump said, damn, hold up, wait a minute now. No. We can't do that. We got to hit Memphis right now. Right? That's what he said. From the man that gets escorted like the Pope. Right? Whoever he is.
Said, let me ask you a question. So we're going to Memphis. I'm just announcing that now, and we'll straighten that out.
National Guard.
National Guard and anybody else we need. And by the way, we'll bring in the military too if we need it.
All right. So he said that. Now, he said that like that. Okay, that was the reason behind it. Someone felt in danger that he was close to. Now, he also said this. The many lies that men tell. I see you on whatever show that. Yeah. Cap. All day. Right? You call Cap. Good call, brother. Check this out.
This is what we have in this page after page of the same kind of thing. Cash, would you say a few words, please?
Thank you, Mr. President. Thanks to your brilliant foresight, you had asked us to go in quietly into these cities to help set the landscape, to work with the interagency, and to make America safe again. And we've done that under the FBI's banner program of Operation Summer Heat. And the results are only as good as the prosecutions. And because the Attorney General and the Deputy Attorney General have mobilized DOJ to successfully prosecute so many violent criminals, we have set the landscape for the interagency to come into Memphis and really make it safe permanently. As the governor and the senators and the other directors were saying, it's not a short-term mission, but thanks to you launching us early, launching us quietly, not looking for the credit, Mr. President, we greatly appreciate your support.
So this was launched early, right? I thought you said that the decision was made due to a conversation you had with a chairman of FedEx. Or is it that you already launched this and this was already planned 5 months ago at the start of your campaign? Which is it? Because you just told us right here, and he's going to say it again. That's what I'm just telling y'all. It's not. It's dominoes. Like, I need my dominoes graphic. You just trying to eat the money, get all the money out of my hand. Okay, you just going for all your money. But at the end of the game, I snatch yours, right? I take what you got because you ain't paying attention. All you want to do is score. But I'm winning the game. And that's what's really happening right here. Y'all, you complain so much about crime. I'm afraid. I fear this. It allows this, right? Here comes the white savior. It's not about being black, white, or whatever, because we got some sellouts too, right? I ain't just making it about that. But history is showing us who the color of the person of the savior is going to be. Y'all watch Superman, Batman, and all these movies. You ain't waiting on it, right? So I said that to say that this is all a part of a plan. And we do use these moments, not for fear, but awareness. Because you got to have a plan too. We need plans too. We got to stick to our plans as strong as they're sticking to theirs, right? And our plan is to build ourselves, right? Not be distracted by this. Because I'm going to tell you this, what's about to happen. I got a lot more. This is just at the beginning, this tip of the iceberg. But look, what's going to happen is there are going to be some events that transpire that may cause people to riot. This is all planned. Who might cause people to get emotional, right? Which is all planned. This is going back for decades in history, years, hundreds of years, right? They already know. We've been studying. So don't be surprised or don't be distracted by the things you should see going forward in the next year or years, so be it, following behind this. It's all planned, right? Now, meanwhile, let's get to Memphis. Let's get to what's going on in your backyard, right? Right? Let's get to this. All that's going on, I wanted to say that because I had to get to the big plan, right? But all this funding, all this money, all these tanks, every law enforcement agency in the country is coming here, right? Meanwhile, Shelby County, 201 Poplar, they had air. They have no air, no AC at 201 Poplar, right? A spokesperson with the office of Shelby County Mayor Lee Harris, the other brother, right? The light-skinned brother, right? Confirmed Tuesday that the outage of light, gas, and water was impacting the jail's annex area. They ain't had air since Saturday. I mean, some people, I know y'all are the type of people that say, oh, they're criminals, they deserve their okay. We got cousins and people, well, that's jail. Like, everybody in jail is not Tony Montana. You know what I'm saying? You could be in jail for many reasons, right? Still, you're still a human, right? You don't need AC. Well, all this funding and all this focus. Now we're going to show the good old tap dancing Democratic Party of Memphis. Not Paul Young. I'm talking about the other one. Y'all get to it. Y'all know what I mean. Right? I had to start with that. So, Trump even confirmed his plan again, right? And keep in mind, I also want to say this. You do understand if you play the numbers game, right? You playing the numbers game, that Paul Young is winning in the numbers game. Now, many of you may feel like, oh man, I ain't feeling no different. You never will, because that's your mindset, right? You should feel safe. There's nothing you can read in an article or see on the news that will make you feel safe or know that you're safe. Only you can feel that way, right? But Paul Young and his administration in his first year has played the numbers game the right way as a mayor. And as you can see, even that credit is being taken away, right? I ain't always support Paul Young. I ain't saying he's perfect, but he is young black mayor in our city. And like I said, it's the numbers game. He's playing into it the right way, right? So anyway, knowing that the numbers are down in crime, Trump still comes here and says this: the only reason crime is somewhat down in Memphis is because the FBI and others in the federal government in my direction have been working there for 5 months on the absolutely terrible crime numbers. Likewise, in Chicago and Los Angeles, but the real work by us has barely begun. That happens after we make the official announcement that we're coming, and we do that. As we did now, very safe in Washington, D.C., the no crime miracle begins. Only I can save them. This man said, only I can save them. Hey, now, I'll say this about the National Guard deployment too, right? Now, the National Guard deployment, usually when the National Guard, the people that work for the National Guard are people from that area. So it won't be people coming from LA and Florida. It'll be people from Memphis, which has a large portion of the National Guard presence here. And you got people from surrounding areas. So guess what? You still got to save your damn self. It's still Memphians. It's still people. And guess what color they're going to be? If they're from here in the surrounding areas. Understand that. So no matter how you get out of it, even though he's going to take the credit, we understand that. Paul Young is from Memphis. So it's still up to us. That's what my point is, right? Let me show y'all this. Right. Trump trying to take credit for it. You see what I'm saying? Take credit for the black man, right? And if he was doing bad, we'd have the same numbers. If crime was higher, you can't have things both ways. Saying, man, crime ain't did nothing. When crime was higher, and if it was under his watch, they report it and say that. He'd be critiqued. But since it's lower, you still critique the man. I guarantee you it's way lower than it was under Strickland. And I hear a lot more and see a lot more things from it. Anyway, moving on. Now, this is what I'm telling you about that 5-month plan. Y'all remember a year ago when I did a story about the surveillance camera and the footage all being combined, right? It's all part of this plan. So the surveillance kept 3,500 cameras in Memphis where they asked police wanted to use your cameras in the footage. So now we got all of these cold case files, right? We got all of that. We got all of this footage for like a year or two. And I'm telling y'all, they can identify people by the image, by the way you walk, how you look. You can have a mask on. This technology is that advanced. Now, Memphis Police Department has a shortage. Even though they got all that data and all that footage, they don't even have enough manpower to go through it. What Trump is doing now is allowing for the manpower to go through that footage, which has nothing to do with us because we ain't in that footage, right? Has nothing to do with us. Keep rocking like you rocking. That's what we do at the mob, but this is awareness though. Because if you still in that type of lifestyle, right, and you ain't woke up yet to the technology that has outrun the streets by 1,000 miles. The streets is still on a wagon with a horse. These folks flying spaceships, and y'all still trying to do the same thing. Come on, man, make sense. So anyway, but I don't talk to them because that ain't the lifestyle I'm in. But nevertheless, I'm just making a point that NPD gains access to 3,500 cameras, and all that footage will be used by all of these people that are coming here to law enforcement agencies. That's what I told y'all when y'all were like, oh man, Trump finna deport these immigrants, and we gonna get us some jobs. Yeah, I don't know about the we, right? So yeah, Paul Young getting the good old Negro treatment. They found out that they be deployed on TV like we found out. And even though Trump lied and said the man, he talked to the man that had he endorsed it, complete lie. Yeah, so he got to know he found out on TV. Now, Young and Harris, I'm in agreement with this. Both mayors say, look, man, we don't need y'all here, right? We need the paper. Now, what I don't agree with is the money. Now, Paul Young, I don't know about Mayor Harris like that, but I'm just saying I keep up with Paul Young what he's doing. I don't know, he's too new, but the history of money and funding coming here has been going into the pockets of these brothers and sisters living in Lakeland, right? So the money has been funded, but another spin to that is the police did get defunded, right? A lot of the funding did happen to Memphis that caused a lot of the crime, probably causes a lot of this. And now I'm not here to say pay the police, right? Nobody said that. But you do understand that the Memphis Police Department is Memphians. And the Memphis Police Department has a lot of black people that work for them. So when they get an increase in pay, that helps everything out here, not just the police officers, but everybody. So defunding anything in a poverty-stricken city doesn't help. When you defund the police, it makes the police not give a damn about really doing their job. That goes not just for them, that goes for me, for anybody. Don't defund my job. Actually add something to it, as hard as hell as it is now. So he's right on this. And Mayor Harris agreed with them. Right? This is Paul Young saying, give me money. He said, what we need most are financial resources for intervention and prevention, additional patrol officers, true, and case support to strengthen MPD's investigations. which they're getting. Y'all saw that last night. I didn't even know he said that. I didn't even know he said that, but I'm cooking. Right? The case support to strengthen MPD's investigations because they're short-staffed. And I ain't with sending nobody to jail, but it's just reality of what's going on, y'all. What we're doing is trying to prevent you from getting caught up in all of that. I ain't with the system. I don't support that. But I also support a strong mind to keep you away from that, right? Moving on. This is Mayor Harris' statement. Send us money, not troops. Shelby County lead speaker on National Guard coming to Memphis, right? Now this is, we had a young lady, just to talk about the experience, right? It was called A Memphian's Point of View. Lucretia Anderson is a native of Memphis who moved to Washington, D.C. in 2017. She spoke to the news about what it's like to live in a city where federal intervention happened, that already took place, right? Firsthand experience. So this comes as the National Guard and a slew of federal law enforcement agencies are headed to Memphis right now. And they're still in Washington, D.C. They were supposed to leave Washington, D.C. after like a month, and Trump got an extension for them to stay 3 more months. So they're going to be there for, we don't know how long, right? But she said it's necessary. We do need help, but for citizens, families, and young children to see such a use of force, you will be taken aback. See, y'all, this is all planned. We're going to show you a bunch of backbreaking. Let them know about what's to be and what's coming, right? Take away some of their citizens. And what better testing ground than Memphis? Trump already told you he tested it out in D.C. Now moving on, part 2, and said after this, we'll have the National Guard in like 4 cities at once. We're going to deploy them out to 4 cities at once. This is all part of the plan, man. But anyway, yeah. Now let's get to the tap dancers. The tap dancers, right? Y'all know I keep it a stack right here, bro. The Shelby County Democratic leaders speak out against National Guard, right? They like, nah, this is wrong. This is an injustice, right? No troops on our stoops is what they're pushing. Leaders with the Shelby County Democratic Party came together Monday to speak out against National Guardsmen being deployed in Memphis. You know the agenda. They saying, all of this white empowerment, white man, they got afros and all that. Hey, ain't nobody. Come on, man. Come on. Ain't nobody far from it. We already know we building ourselves up. We don't need to meet with y'all. We don't need to sit down with y'all. None of that, man. Self-improvement, self-focus. Not being distracted by this, because they will come up there and sound just like Martin Luther King, bro, just to get you going. I'm telling you, they've been doing that a long, long time. And I ain't in support of Republicans either. Can you believe it? I ain't with none of it. All right, so yeah, that's one sellout. Now, I'm telling you, the sellouts come out. Now, I don't know about this brother, but this is a sellout move. Nobody brought up DeSoto County, bro. Nobody brought up DeSoto County, but you want to stick your nose in it because we're talking about the algorithm. Too much of people bashing my city. I'm gonna start calling y'all ass out on it because y'all want to ride the gravy train, right? Now, DeSoto County Mayor, I don't know his name, right? Saying they are preparing for the possibility of crime heading south as President Trump's Memphis Safe Task Force moves into the city. He had to come and say some shit. The president just announced that he's deploying a federal task force to Memphis to confront the surge in violence and crime. I want to assure every citizen of DeSoto County that your safety is our top priority. Who the hell care about, why nobody going down no damn DeSoto County? Only going there, no offense to the good people in DeSoto. I want all surrounding areas and my good people to support them, but man, come on, man, cut it out, bro. You just want some attention and you want to bash a black city at your first opportunity. I just want to let y'all know everything gonna be all right there. Come on, I'm not about that. Now, moving on to a bigger point. Now, who is worried, and man, I kind of understand why. And I'll explain that too, are the Latino community in Memphis, right? They're being worried, right? They feel like all of this is a bit much for them. So, pushing back. There's an activist group, I think it's called Vecinerados. I'm probably pronouncing it right. I'm sorry. 901's fighting back against the National Guard. Comes to the Bluff City by informing and preparing the Latino community. One of his co-founders, Maria Oseja, I think it's said immigrants in Memphis are afraid of being racially profiled by federal agents, as they should be, and they will be racially profiled. This is me speaking, not her, right? That's part of it. They're not just coming for one thing. They're coming for all things, right? All people that aren't their own. And if you think you want part of Trump's own, you the same ones that the Soto County mayor and the other sellout doing that. You just aren't playing the games, brother, because you are not a part of his grand plan. I don't give a damn what you think. But she said, I call to action. We need to get organized. They need to create an emergency plan. So be prepared. It's better to have a power of attorney of your properties and power of attorney for your children. So what they're preparing for is not I know y'all thinking that, she's trying to get the illegals ready. Nah, she's saying the legal citizens are going to be harassed, right? That's what I'm saying. It's about the mentality. And guess what? Your ass gonna get harassed too with this. Why you want all the police here? It's gonna be traffic stops and what do you call it? Checkpoints and all of that, man. Right? And like my brother says, a few eggs will get cracked. Hopefully it won't be out my back. Right? And I'm sure you're feeling the same way. Because a few eggs will get cracked. Now, also, there's another, it's not just one immigration activist group. She has her group speaking up, and we have another group called We Stand Against It, an immigration group fighting back against the National Guard coming to Memphis by informing and preparing the Latino community. President Donald Trump on Monday announced in addition to the troops, a Memphis Safe Task Force would also be deployed, including federal agents such as the FBI, ATF, the DEA, and ICE, baby, and Homeland Security as well. So they got everybody. So they should be worried. They should be a little worried, a little concerned, as everybody ain't illegal, but everybody is gonna get harassed, right? And I'm gonna show how he's playing with that too, right? It's a lot here. How he keeps attacking Mexico City, the Hispanic community in Memphis, right? Trump is, you know what he's doing. It's working. Yeah, that's another. So, as a part of federal operation in Washington, D.C., there has been a surge of immigration arrests, and with the recent opening of ICE detention centers 45 minutes away in Mason County, y'all. Some Hispanic community members in Memphis told Fox 13 they think the impending arrival of the National Guard is part of the President Trump administration's crackdown on illegal immigration. So we have, I think the immigrant population in Memphis is 7%. They still feel like, man, it's still a part to get us up out of here. Yeah. So y'all, my problem with it, I'm rocking with them because I don't understand why your black ass don't feel like it's a plan to get you up out of here too. Why you feel like none of this affects you? Yeah, I'm just curious. And why they understand the big picture that even if I got all my paperwork, my ass can still end up locked up and deported. Because there's an agenda being pushed. Why y'all can't see that? Why can't y'all see? Let me play this video. This is how Memphians are feeling. I want to play this because y'all scared.
First at 5 on your news leader. When will the National Guard officially arrive in Memphis? It's a question many of you are asking, and we are pushing for answers tonight. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Skurlock.
And I'm Greg Hurst. Numerous agencies tell us planning meetings are happening for the rollout of the president's new Memphis Safe Task Force. WRG Shay Arthur is live tonight with more on the president's memorandum. And Shay, what are you learning tonight?
Hey, Greg. Hey, Stephanie. This task force is all about coordination between a long list of agencies, really at every level here, the local, state, and federal level. And as we're noticing tonight, with so many closely watching with how it will all unfold. Vivian Niles is a lifelong Memphian, a grandmother.
You want to feel safe when you go into the grocery store, when you go and shop. You want to feel safe. And sometimes, sometimes I even say to myself, ooh, I want to go Kroger. I don't know. You don't want to use.
All right, pause it right here. Right. I'm sorry, Auntie. I let you down. I let you down to the point where you may even believe that the president of the United States, Donald Trump at that, is coming down here to help you. And we got so many strong brothers. We got so much funding. We got so much we could do. So much we haven't done that you feel like you can't even go to the grocery store at a certain time. Whose fault is that? You really think Trump is concerned? If Trump is more concerned about Memphis than your ass, then yeah, it's a problem. And I ain't talking to her. Y'all know who I'm talking to.
Too scared to get out.
Like so many people, she's tired of hearing about crime. Have you seen violence in your neighborhood?
Well, I heard a lot of gunshots.
We talked to Ms. Niles and Frazier today. While the city of Memphis says crime is down more than 20% overall compared to last year, according to the city of Memphis's Safer Communities map, crime in Frazier has dropped by less than 10%. While no details have been publicly released about how the Memphis Safe Task Force will be rolled out.
So if crime is down 10% under Paul Young's administration, right? He's mayor, right? How would that, in history, who will be given the credit for this? What will be remembered about 2025? Paul Young's run and how his team got down crime and all the things that they did, or Trump coming to Memphis and crime already being down 10% and he just riding a gravy train? Y'all let me know what you think.
The streets, or where we could potentially see National Guard members, the president's memorandum discusses ending street and violent crime through the promotion and facilitation of hypervigilant policing, aggressive prosecution, complex investigations, financial enforcement, and large-scale saturation of besieged neighborhoods with law enforcement personnel. Governor Bill Lee's office told us on the ground, the task force will be led by the U.S. Marshals Service and will share intelligence, develop joint priorities, and maximize resources to enhance public safety in Memphis.
I understand what's going on, like somebody that's coming into your house and trying to make rules and everything, but we need help. If it can save one life, I'm happy with it.
People could be concerned that they're...
Look at that. Look at our older generation, how they feel about this. And there's a large, percentage of Memphis that's in part of the older generation, right? You got us kind of like in the middle. Then you got the kids, the youngins, the YNs, like y'all like to call them. Then you got the children, right? All of them. But for the most part, they feel like this. And the most part, people in the middle don't give a damn. And the kids are just like, since y'all don't care, man, ain't no way we can give a damn, right? That's just reality.
It's not normal to see, militarized people out in the street.
No, it's not. It's not normal, but I mean, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. They have to do what they can to kind of take back control of the city.
But as the task force gets into place, it's clear many will be watching.
They're going to have to act in some way, Shay, so once the guardsmen get on site, I think it'll be pretty clear what they're doing, and the entire city is watching, so I would expect social media to be abuzz, people snapping videos of where they see the guardsmen and what they're doing. I don't think it's going to take a long time for both the media and attorneys to see what is actually happening.
I would love for just one time, when the news comes on, the people that they interview and they ask about crime, I would love for just one time somebody to say, I don't know what the hell they doing. I know what I'm doing, right? I'm not the one committing crime. I don't know what the hell they got going on. I hate this argument. But yeah, that's it's that. So we get back to our story run because we ain't got that much time. Let's go to this. Now, this is what's crazy though, right? Now somebody's gonna tell y'all this. So I'm gonna catch you with so you can know how to counterpunch it beforehand, right? Trump has gave a little something, right? Funding boost to the HBCUs by Trump. But see, I told y'all, there's a spin to it. He cut funding at schools with a large majority of Latino students, right? As part of the federal operation And, Trump getting the education department back. The education department announced that the funding boost days after cutting $350 million from other grants, mostly from programs reserved for colleges that have large numbers of Hispanic students. Right? Agency leaders said that those grants were unconstitutional because they're available only to colleges with certain minority enrollment thresholds. Now, what some of you are, not my people, the niggas. Yeah, I watch my language on here. Now I think it's an ugly word, but it's appropriate. But niggas will say, oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, man, took their money. That's more money for us. That same money will be taken away from you. Like they give it. They do this, right? They give it, take it away. They gave all that funding to the Hispanic community. Not saying that they didn't need it. Not saying they didn't need it. Just to take it away. So that's the money that you took away to get to us. It's like taking blood money. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's never going to be right when you rocking with them. It's never going to be right. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. So, yeah, he's playing the game as he keeps mentioning Mexico City, as he keeps mentioning coming down to Memphis. Okay, I'm going to defund this Hispanic schools and give it to the black community so they can appreciate me, what I'm doing. It just keeps up more turmoil, man. That's all it is. Don't be distracted by this, man. Stay focused on you and what you got going. But anyway, goes another point I wanted to say, right, before we get out of here. More connection to Memphis and Mexico. Connect the dots. This is Trump quote, right? A person is 4 times more likely to be murdered in Memphis, Tennessee than in Mexico City. And Mexico City is no cakewalk. It's been overrun with carjackings, robberies, shootings, and killings. Talking about Memphis, right? Right, you legal, you straight. Right, you ain't got nothing. And that goes in regard to everything. What you carrying, how you driving, how you moving, what you doing. Man, you straight, man, just be conscious of what's going on. Keep moving like you been moving. Now, this is my question. With all of these things going on, all of this funding, all of these organizations coming here, right? And all this stuff Trump's doing, how does he solve this? The Mid-South ranks #1 for child poverty, again, according to the census data. Now, those are my 2 questions. I didn't have a 2 on. I'm like, why the hell they ain't got no AC at 201? It's enough problems being locked up. You ain't got to burn me to death. It ain't really supposed to be hell. It's supposed to, feel like I'm in hell, right? But you don't literally have to make it that. And how we gonna fix this? And then I guarantee you, with this, it's also education. So poverty, education, how you fix that? I'm telling you, it ain't through them. It's through us, through this, through these type of things, right? Because we're going to keep the focus on us. If you feel like it's so much on you when you got to try to fix a whole city, you got to fix the whole city. You got to fix the whole country. When I tell you, man, hey, you are the link. That's like the chain telling the link, hey, man, don't worry about you. Worry about the chain. Nah, tell the link make himself as strong as possible, bro. And eventually the chain will be as strong as it needs to be, right? That should be the focus of the link. Now, we got some good news, man. I've been asking for this for about 20 years since I first started to travel. Memphis is getting an upgrade, y'all, to International Airport. Yeah, I got good news. The next 2 stories are good news, y'all. I'm telling you, I know it's been a downer, but we had to get the ugliness out of it. Anyway, yeah, money on the way, airport upgrades coming. Leaders will gather Friday to talk about the millions of dollars in federal grants being given to the Memphis airport. $50.6 million to be exact. The money will go towards upgrading that ugly ass airport that looks like it's out of a 1950s movie. It is the worst airport I've ever walked through in the country. I've been to plenty of them. I'm like, why does Memphis airport look like the worst airport in the world? So that happened. Now, I know federal funding is going on, but I'm still going to get them. That happened under Paul Young's watch. Y'all gave Harrington all his credit for everything he did with the Grizzlies and bringing all that in. we got to do the same thing for Paul Young, not just because he's black, not just because he's from our city, not just because he's saying all the right things, but for all those reasons is why. It's an accumulation of things, right? Support your own, right? But if he fuck up or do something bad, you can call him out on it too. All right. Now, favorite story of the night before I get out of here. John Amos, right? Baby, he's got his own money coming to America. James Evans, bro, what epic roles, man. Never got the appreciation that he deserved, but a public mural would be unveiled in honor of the late legendary actor, one of my favorite actors of all time. I think, as far as the culture, he may be like top 5. Like, he was our Denzel and Samuel before, like, back in the day. You know, you had Sidney Poitier, but then you had him. And he was the real one. Like, he ate smoked sausage sandwiches and shit, you know. Real brother. But anyway, and the mural was made by a Memphian, right? Created by Memphis artist and educator Cameron Hill. The mural honors the legacy, fatherhood, and storytelling, and is dedicated to Amos, known to many as America's dad. Shout out to him, man. Can't take away greatness, bro. And I heard some things happen when he refused to do something on Roots, like, right. He refused to do something on Roots, and that caused him to lose his role because he wanted to stay solid, and he did stay solid. I mean, what can you say? That's an example of what you should do, right? I don't know everything about him, everything personally he did, but what he stood for, his legacy. And I will call him an activist because of the roles he played, right? Because they inspired a lot of us and thought-provoking, right? Just the start of the thought, right? And it grows from there. But yeah, that's all I had. That's all I had for y'all. Keep in mind that this was all a plan. Get you a plan. The main thing here is get you a plan and stick to it, like these people are sticking to theirs. We ain't worried about them, because if y'all plan is stronger, which it should be, because you know what you want to do, you ain't got to even worry about who coming here, checkpoint stops. All of this stuff is distract you from improving yourself, right? Be like John Amos, man. Be great. No matter what. They try to take his legacy away from him. It obviously didn't stop anything, because we still watching his movies. We still adore everything that he did, and the same goes for you, right? That's about it. That's about it. But also, like I always got to ask you, you know, I know you really what you're going to kill for. I know what you're going to die for. But what are you living for? And anything, all these things that take place going forward, right? That's what you got to ask yourself. Don't get caught up in no damn protest over something that happened. Don't get caught up in something, because you never know if that's a staged thing. It might be real, but it already took place. What the hell are you going to do about it in real time, right? I'm just being honest. What the hell are you going to do about it, right? Don't get caught up in everything. Don't just hop on everything, right? If it's something you're already doing and something you're already focused on making better, so be it. But don't just say because you see something that came on the news, now you think you know everything that happened. And next week, we're going to talk about what took place with the lynching or the unaliving of himself, as it's being reported, right? Because everybody's talking about that, and that's in the surrounding areas, right? We're going to talk about it. And the way I'm going to talk about it is, don't be distracted by it. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And I don't mean to sound like Cameron and say niggas die every day, but unfortunately, we all gonna, get out of here, check out of here, and things are gonna happen. I'm just saying, pay attention to it. Don't be distracted by it. It's gonna be a lot of that going forward, right? Anyway, that's it for the mob. Y'all tell a friend, tell a friend. Y'all ain't telling enough friends, man. I appreciate everybody rocking with me. It's growing. Let's grow it faster. Let's get larger. Let's get more subscribers, get more people knowing, because the people that find out about it rock with it, right? So I just need more people to find out about the mob. And like P said, things might just take off. It only takes that one, right? Right. All right, y'all. So, yeah. My boy said it's trash. Hey man, we trying, we coming, we improving. All right. So yeah, next week I will be Wednesday, 8 p.m. Like I said, we're gonna talk about the headline story, right? It's the mob, and we gone.